Twitter, a social media platform in which users post messages called tweets of 140 characters or less. Hashtag, a label used to identify tweets about specific topics. Hashtag VPS Success, a hashtag used to share great things happening in Vancouver Public Schools. Sometimes 140 characters isn't enough. VPS Success.
Welcome to VPS Success. I'm Nick Voll. We've got a bunch of great tweets for you today. One of them takes us to King Elementary School, where a teacher gets the surprise of a lifetime courtesy of the Seahawks and one of her former students. But first, we're here at Ogden Elementary, where they're doing lunch and recess totally different than you and I had when we went to school.
April Whipple, the principal at Peter S. Ogden Elementary School, writes about a big change at her school. We made the switch to recess before lunch this year. We continue to observe the pros and cons.
All right, I'm joined by April Whipple, the person who tweeted the tweet. April, thanks for letting us come to your school.
Absolutely, thanks for being here.
And it's recess.
It is recess. It is 5th grade recess right now.
And these kids have not eaten.
No, they have not eaten yet. They are still waiting for lunch.
What are the benefits then of having the kids play and then eat?
One thing that we're seeing is that the first is that they don't have to rush through their lunch to get outside for recess. So a lot of our kids really enjoy recess time, and so we feel like by coming outside first, once they get in to eat, their only focus is eating.
Sure.
So they don't have to rush to come out. Another thing is that we would see a lot of stomach aches after recess. So after kids eat a full meal, then we have them come outside and run around, and they do a lot of running, and so sometimes they didn't feel so great after recess. So we thought it made sense to try to switch it around.
Beforehand, they would eat their lunch, they'd eat their burger or their pizza or whatever it is, served for lunch that day, maybe not hit the veggies or the salad. Because they're so excited to go outside.
Exactly.
And
so as soon as they were able to, they would go outside, even if they weren't done eating. So they would go ahead and dump their tray to go outside. And this way, what we're trying is the idea that if everybody stays the full lunch period, do they end up eating more things? And it kind of depends. Some of us are seeing, in some classes, we're seeing absolutely, because they have more time. They're seated the whole time, that they are indeed eating more. Others, due to logistics and how long it takes lunch lines to get through, some of the kids feel like they don't have any more time, that it's the same as it was before.
Sure.
So there's definitely pros and cons. The teachers are reporting that kids are calmer when they come back to class after that lunch recess block because they had recess, but then they sat, they talked, they ate, they're coming back in calm compared to when they used to just run in off the playground.
How does that translate to better performance in class?
We want them nourished so that they're making it through the whole school day without getting hungry.
Sure, and some kids are coming to school hungry because their home situation might not be great. So this is a way to get them to be
Absolutely, because we do serve a lot of our students breakfast in the morning because they don't eat it at home. And so yes, we want them to eat just in case they may be a family that we don't know exactly what dinner will look like.
Sure. Do you think you're going to stick with this next year, or are you going to?
We haven't decided as a staff yet. We are going ahead and weighing the pros and cons, and I'm sure we'll get student input too, because the students are pretty divided. I actually asked them before this interview, and they were kind of split, almost 50-50 on the classes that asked their kids what they preferred.
Well, let's go ahead and ask some kids what they think. Do you like having recess before lunch, or is this something you wish you didn't do?
Most people don't like being rushed when they're eating because then they only have a little bit of amount of time to eat, and most people do like it because they can play play first instead of eating.
What do you think about having recess before lunch?
I don't like it at all because we used to have more time to eat and more time to play because some people don't eat their lunch and are really fast at lunch. So then they can go out to recess. But now when they eat, they just have to sit there and do nothing because they're already done. Okay,
so you'd rather have more play time and less, or more recess time and less eating time. Do you think maybe it encourages kids to eat slower and eat everything? Because some kids, don't eat everything.
Kind of.
We used to have lunch first, and then after we were done, we used to have recess, and sometimes I felt like throwing up.
Oh, because you were exercising after you ate and your stomach was really full.
Yeah.
And so that doesn't happen this year. Okay, well, thanks for talking to us today.
Thank you.
I appreciate it. Do you mind taking a selfie with me?
Oh, I would love to.
All right, let's give it a shot here.
Rob Harsh writes, enrolling iPads for amazing VSAA students. One-to-one continues to grow in VPS. Rob is part of the team that's training teachers and students how to use iPads in the classroom. This year, the district has checked out nearly 6,000 iPads to middle school students and teachers. Kendra Yamamoto posted a great picture of a King Elementary School teacher, and she'll be the envy of any Seahawk fan. Guess who Richard Sherman chose as his guest at the playoffs? King's very own Mrs. Bergman. Congrats, so deserved.
All right, I'm joined by Melissa Bergman from King Elementary School. We are in her classroom. Thanks for letting us in today.
Yeah, of course, welcome.
So this is such a cool story. How did this come about?
Well, one of my parents from last year, she still volunteers in my classroom. She's a huge Seahawks fan, and Richard Sherman on his blog said, hey, nominate a teacher who you think would be deserving of playoff tickets. And she wrote a little blurb about me and all the great work we do here at King, and he chose our story out of, gosh, probably the entire state, I guess.
Oh, that's incredible. Are you a Seahawks fan?
I am, yeah.
So what did it mean to you to get to go up to the game?
God, such an honor. I mean, to be chosen of all those teachers, amazing teachers, you know, all over the state, and going to the game was just amazing. I never thought I would go to a playoff game. I mean, I figured I'd sit at home, watch it with my husband and my son, but it was an amazing game. So
this is the one against Carolina.
Yes,
where the Seahawks won pretty handy.
Oh yeah, it was such a good game. It was so loud in there because the whole stadium was just shaking. You know, the minor caused something on the Richter scale. You know.
And we've got a photo. You were kind enough to let us see.
Yeah.
A view of your seats.
Those are our seats.
That's pretty. And you said it's in the Seahawks.
I think they call it the Hawks Nest.
Okay.
So yeah,
the hardcore fans.
Yeah. It was loud. Lots of season ticket holders and just a great atmosphere, great energy. Everyone was so excited, just cheered, standing the entire time, and it was a great game.
Let's go ahead and look at the rest of these photos you sent us too. First one here is that's you and your husband.
Yeah, it's me and my husband, Quentin, and that's us walking to the stadium, and we were just so excited. Could not believe we had won tickets. I mean.
And then this is you and your student, your former student.
My former student, yeah, he's a first grader now, but I still see him a lot, and his mom comes in and still volunteers between my classroom and his current classroom, and he helped his mom write it, and they won tickets as well, which was an added bonus. They didn't think they would win, they just thought they were nominating me, and you know, his foundation, Richard Sherman's foundation, was, you know, kind enough to offer more tickets.
So it was a selfless thing, and then they got rewarded as well.
Yeah,
that's pretty cool.
Yeah, it was really cool.
Isaiah and his mother.
Yeah, and his mom Elizabeth. Yeah, that was their selfie they took at the game. He's a big Marshawn Lynch fan and a Russell Wilson fan.
And a big Melissa Bergman fan.
Yeah.
And then here's, of course, the three of you guys together.
Yeah.
This is at school. Now, is this the day you found out?
Yeah, this is the day we found out. So I found out from my principal, Janelle, and then the Richard Sherman's Foundation called Elizabeth, and then Elizabeth and I together wrote something out for Isaiah to read, and then he read and found out that we were going to the game and that we had won. Going
to the game.
What do you think?
Nice.
How does it make you feel? That's cool. How does it make you feel to know that what you did for him and his mom left that kind of mark on them?
Yeah, it's just such an honor. I mean, really, it just speaks to kind of the work we're doing here at King and just the amazing resources we have through the Family Resource Center. It's just an honor to be able to support a family and for them to continue to support me and the rest of my students too. You know.
Richard Sherman gives you these tickets through his foundation, and now they may be helping support you guys in the classroom. Yeah,
we're hoping so. When I talked to one of the members from the foundation, sorry. One of the members from the foundation, he said, you know, we would love to continue supporting you guys through school supplies or what have you. So I think we'll be in touch hopefully next school year, and fingers crossed we'll get to meet Richard.
Well, yeah, it'd be amazing if you got to come down and students got to meet him.
Yeah, it'd be, I think, life-changing for some of my kiddos. I mean, his story is our student's story. You know, he grew up in Compton. You know, there was gang activity, a lot of tough years for him, and he rose above all of that, went to college, he went to Stanford, I mean, top of his class. And for a lot of our kids, they have a very similar background, so He's an inspiration for sure.
Show that you can do it through
You can do it.
education.
Yeah, work hard and, you know, focus on your goal, and college is definitely a huge component to what we talk about here at King.
Well, hey, thanks for letting us come into your classroom.
Yes.
Would you mind taking a selfie with me?
Sure, let's do it.
Let's do it.
The next time you see great things happening in your local school, tweet about it. Make sure you use the hashtag VPS Success. You just might see your tweet on the show.